ABC 7 and Fox 22 sports director Jon Alba here with a man that I have an immense amount of respect for. I've seen him all over the country, and now he's coming here to Bangor with World Wrestling Entertainment this Saturday, and then on Sunday at the Augusta Civic Center as part of their WWE SummerSlam Heatwave Tour. I'm with none other than Sami Zayn. Sami, how you doing today?
I am doing great. Thank you very much for having me.
Now, I know that you're preparing for Monday Night Raw, so I'm not going to keep you long, but you have been all over the world, as I mentioned. You started back in 2002. What's so great about coming up to New England and wrestling in front of some of these great fans?
Well, New England historically has always had very loud and passionate fans, so that's always a very exciting aspect of coming to perform there. But personally, selfishly, or whatever, for me, I've never actually been to Maine to wrestle before, so I'm looking forward to it, in that regard, just to kind of add a new state to my resume, because you would think being from Montreal that I would have come, and wrestled in Maine before, but I never have. I've been to Maine once on a camping trip about 10 years ago, and it was beautiful, but I'd like to be able to say that I've wrestled there, and after this weekend, I'll be able to say that once and for all.
You got to make sure you get some lobster in the process. I don't know if you're a seafood guy, but obviously these are some of the stereotypes associated with Maine, so you got to make sure that you hit on those as well. Well, you're going to be involved in a great show, a bunch of major names on this card, obviously. The Big Show, Kane, the Intercontinental Champion, The Miz, Cesaro. WWE is great entertainment. It has a stacked roster, and speaking of rosters, you have the WWE Draft coming up in just over a week now. All these rosters are going to be expanded as Raw and SmackDown are both going live. How do you feel about this draft coming up, and do you have a preference on which show you end up on?
I'm a huge fan of the draft. I think it's a great idea. I think this brand extension is great. I think it's a shot in the arm because it's legitimately unpredictable. And when I say that, I mean legitimately in the sense that no one here within the company seems to know what exactly we have in store, and it's just about a week away. We're right up coming on it. And, I legitimately don't know if I'll be on Raw or if I'll be on SmackDown. Nobody knows where they're going. And I think that's exciting because I think unpredictability is one of the key components of what makes professional wrestling and this industry and WWE so great. And I think this draft and this brand extension helps with that unpredictability, and I think that is always a good thing. As far as a preference, I genuinely don't have one. I don't know. Only time will tell which the better deal will be, so to speak. Raw has obviously been the flagship for so long, but SmackDown is going live, and you have to imagine that it's pretty much going to be rebranded and refreshed, and it's going to be very different. And that's always something to be. That's always something that's very exciting to be a part of, just like NXT was. It's new, it's different, it's guys trying to build something, and that's always very, very exciting. And I think that's when you get a performer's best work, when their pride of building something and believing in something is behind it. So SmackDown is definitely going to be something to keep your eye on in the coming weeks and months. I don't know. I guess either way, I'm happy. I'm just happy to be with the WWE, to be honest.
Sami Zayn's a very happy guy. He's one of those happy-go-lucky characters that you see on TV. He's been all over the world, as I mentioned, and one guy that's been all over the world with him is Kevin Owens. Now, you keep talking about this uncertainty. One thing that is for certain is you're going to be squaring off with Kevin Owens at Battleground, this upcoming next WWE pay-per-view. You guys have so much depth to your camaraderie, to your friendship, to what has happened since then. Every time you step in a ring together, magic happens. What allows for that to happen, Sami?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
What allows for you guys to create magic in the ring every single time you step in there?
You know what? I really don't know. I don't know, but it's been going on for a while. Because honestly, even when we first started together, we first crossed paths in Montreal back at maybe the end of 2002, started getting in the ring with each other in 2003. Fans back then, local fans, were excited to see it then. And it just seems very odd to me that every step along the way that our careers have taken, once we went to the U.S. and once we went abroad, and once we were in all these different independent companies along the way, right up to NXT and all the way up to now WWE, WrestleMania, and just literally the biggest show you can imagine. Somehow, some way, fans have been consistently interested in seeing us tear each other apart. for 13 years now, so I honestly don't fully understand it. There's an inexplicable sort of energy there that, for whatever reason, fans are into, and if they're into it, I'm into it, and I'm sure he is too, and that might be part of what makes it all so exciting, you know?
And
it's really hard to pinpoint what the key to the success is, but it's been successful for years.
And one of those things that makes everything you do so special is the story that you guys tell in a ring. And Sami Zayn, I've seen you wrestle multiple times. I was at the first time you wrestled at Madison Square Garden, and you're a master in storytelling. What is it that allows you to tell such a great story in the ring? How do you go about telling a great story to all these people who come out to see you?
Well, thank you, first of all. This is a very complicated question with a very complicated answer, but there is no exact science to this, because at the end of the day, even though in a sense it is a sport that is very highly athletic, highly, taxing on your body physically and everything else, it's also a performance art, and it is storytelling and everything else. And there's no exact science to it. There really is. There's no formula that you could come up to that says, okay, if you do A and B and C and D, you will be a guaranteed success in this industry. That doesn't work. So even if I tell you what I think makes me successful, the next guy could try to apply it completely unsuccessfully. It's just so just circumstantial. But for me, in a nutshell, if I had to really just explain it in one sentence, it would just be just believing in what you're doing, and just and that's it. That's really what it comes down to, in any form of art, in acting, in music, in film, and if you believe what you're doing, then it's usually pretty great that we can believe with you, and that's it.
Well, Sami, a lot of these WWE fans very much believe in you. You're coming to Cross Insurance Center Saturday, July 16th at 7:30. Then the very next day, July 17th at 5 o'clock at the Augusta Civic Center. My last question for you, why should fans come out and experience WWE, whether it's for the first time or the millionth time?
Well, for me personally, again, I've been a lifelong fan of WWE, and now I work here, which is great. But for me, I just think I'm so in love with what we do, and I'm so in love with the show, the WWE show. And I personally believe that the live events that we do are kind of even more fun than television tapings. Like if you go to Raw or you go to SmackDown, you're guaranteed to see a great show because it's television and everything else. But honestly, from a performer standpoint, I think most of the performers have a lot more fun and really let loose and really get to display their art and really get to have these competitive matches at the live events all over the country. So Bangor is going to be no exception. Augusta is going to be no exception. It's just the most unique art form in the world. It's sports, it's storytelling, it's theater, it's Shakespeare, it's stand-up comedy. It's all rolled into one. It's just so diverse that it's got something for everyone. And I guarantee, I've never heard of a single person coming to a live event and then telling me later they left disappointed. And I've brought many people to live events in my lifetime. There's always something that sticks out on the show for someone. So I think you're guaranteed a great show no matter what your sort of individual taste might be. I guarantee there's something in there that will stick out to you and you will enjoy. So that's why I would encourage anybody to come out to Bangor or to Augusta here to see these shows, because I guarantee you'll have a good time. And if somehow, some way you don't, you could just, email me or something and let me know.
Well, I've been to many WWE shows in my time, and I can say I've thoroughly enjoyed it every single time. Sami, thank you so much, and enjoy your first time wrestling in Maine.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Hope to see you guys out there.